Today we're going to be showing you how to change a blend door, the hot-cold blend door actuator in a 2011 Ford Expedition. So the blend door for the actuator for the blend door is behind the stereo. So the first thing you want to do is pop this bezel loose. Just get a little trim tool, slide in the crack, kind of pry out. Got it, just a couple more at the bottom. Set the phone down so I can pull out on each side. Once you get it all the way loose, you got some connections here that you can unplug, or you can set it off to the side, potentially just on the other side of the shifter there, not have to unplug anything. But you will have to take the stereo out. I think this is a 7mm. So you got 4 screws there to remove. Maybe 4 of them like this, and your radio should pull out of there. I'm gonna have to reach around and unplug a couple things. Try to get a view of them after I get them unplugged. Part of the problem with having this lay down is the electrical connections and stuff are a little bit in the way of the radio being able to sit down further. But there's just a couple of clips on the back of here. 1, 2, looks like potentially 3 that we need to unplug. All right, so there's 4. You got an antenna wire, these 2 in the center and 1 on the left. They all have little tabs except for the antenna wire that you got to depress. See, that one's right on top. This one was right on top. Sometimes they can be a little sticky, so you might have to wiggle them around while you're trying to pull. After you get the radio out of the way, you've got your actuator right there on top. So this is the Ford part number, YH1933. 8mm screws. Should be a couple of them on there. Probably one on the back that you can't see very well. Maybe there, I'm just getting the head of it. I'll show you the orientation of where the bolts are on the new. So if you look at where the electrical plug is, it's on the right side. And then you orient this the same way, right side. You got a bolt where my thumb is, that's on the front. And then you're gonna have one on the back corner, right there. This over here is just like a dowel that it sits on to keep it in the correct orientation. So we're gonna take those 2 8mm bolts out, but the safety clip on this electrical plug has to be pushed back first, so you might need a small screwdriver to do that, and then remove the plug. So unplug this electrical harness, kind of moved it down. I'm gonna get in here on the front side. This screw out. And then we're going to move to the back side. Can't get light, but I showed you where that other bolt is. It's going to be kind of blind for the camera. To get both of those screws out, you can just lift up on it. And you want to make note of the orientation. See, the gap in the spokes is down and to the left in this orientation. We'll check the new part, and it's in a different spot. So we're going to need to kind of rotate and find the grooves for those teeth, and then turn the door back before we bolt it up. So I had to set it in here a little bit further orientation wise. So here's how it would sit on the actual dowel pin and bolting up. We set it down like this first to get that groove in the right place, rotate it into orientation, and then let it drop into place. Now we're just going to put the two screws in. Got the front one started, and then plug it back in. To get the back screw started, it's blind. You can't really see, you can see the head of it right there. I got it in, but what I figured out to work for me was put the screw between two fingers, slide it over the top, and then basically guide it into the hole, and then begin tightening with those same two fingers, just so you can get it started, and then snug it up with the ratchet. I've been using a 1/4 inch drive with a 8mm short, and there's just enough room to get that in there. There's not a lot of room for you to travel with the ratchet, so it takes a little bit. Now we're going to work on getting these 4 connections back on the back of the radio. You got your antenna wire right here, these 2 plugs that are next to each other, and this last one. I'm not going to get this on camera because it's blind. It's going to be just by feel. Alright, so there's a shot of the 4 connections that are plugged back in. And we'll slide our radio back into place. Gotta watch out for these other wires that are in the way from the AC control panel. So I'm gonna have to use both hands here to move that out of the way while I put the radio back in. So get this pressed back into place, and then reinstall your 4 screws on the sides. Careful not to drop them. They can get lost inside the console there pretty easily. And then you probably need a magnet or a camera or both to get them out, because it's pretty difficult to see down there. So tighten these down. Then we're going to stick our control panel bezel back on. It is just a press into place. And that's the end of the job. So that's how you change the blend door, the hot cold blend door actuator, 2011 and probably up to like 14, I think, Ford Expedition. If you like today's video, please subscribe to the channel.